walk in blessing.
I was going through the video from last time and I heard that song. Even though we had a little bit of problems with it, she had a beautiful voice, and I just listened to the words. And I said, I know I've got to get her to sing it again. And I just want to ask Johnathon Eakins to come up. This man's a little special to us. This is our nephew, my husband's nephew. He is the youth pastor over at First Assembly. I'm not sure how it happened, but we have both youth pastors here. And I love both of them. And just let God do what He wants to do.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Oddly enough, actually I grew up in Danbury. So used to hang out at this park quite a bit, and but I didn't do this kind of thing, you know. I did other stuff. Wasn't always a Christian. Didn't grow up in church really. I mean, me and my mom would go to church, but it was more of I guess maybe there would just come a time where she just really needed God, you know. So she would take me to church, whatever. And I remember walking out and we'd say to each other, we feel so much better, you know, when we leave, but then we didn't go back. So just a little backstory on me, that growing up in this town and stuff, even though it's a small town, there's a lot to get into, and I got into drugs and different things like that, and they really took a toll on me. And I came to a place where it's like I would sit on my couch and I would sense God pulling on me, you know. And it wasn't like He was condemning me. It was like He was saying, son, if you just come to me, I would take all these weights off of you. And that's what's so awesome about God. He can't force you to give the weights to Him, but you've got to give them to Him by faith. And so that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. But when I went into this church service, because I went to go see my uncle get baptized at First Assembly of God, he invited me, and my cousins went, and they were my running buddies. So we probably weren't doing things right before then. And came into church, people welcomed me in. I thought they would, you know, condemn me for tattoos and different things like that. But they welcomed me in, and I remember them worshiping God, and it did something to me. It started right there, and God had already been speaking to me while I'm sitting by myself on the couch, you know, just saying, let me take the weights off. And so in that service, I heard Him say that to me again, and I just surrendered to Him. But literally I was shaking under the power of God. I didn't know anything about God in that way, but I was shaking, trembling under the power of God, and I just accepted Him, and He's just been changing me ever since. And somehow now I'm a youth pastor. and you know, doing other things. I preached at the county jail for a season, and really like doing that, because what those guys need is hope. They need hope that God can take any of their mess and bring them up and do something beautiful with them. But what God's really been stirring in my heart today and this past few days is talking about that He's limitless. He's the limitless God. And so I kind of looked that up, and it says without end or boundary, without end or boundary. There's no limit. And but then I had this thought, because see, this God is limitless, but He created boundaries. The boundary is your faith. The boundary is your free will choice. And it says this, it says, a limitless God set up certain boundaries that are meant to be passed. Like how He wants to move in certain areas of our life, but our faith limits Him. How can a limitless God be limited? And then these are just some thoughts that I was having. It says, God has made faith in Him an activator of His power. And I don't know about you, but I need God's power in my life.
Yeah.
And so the activator of His power in your life is your faith in God. And it says God loves to react to your faith.
Yes, He does.
His desire, I mean, when your faith is shown forth, He reacts to that faith. It's just look at the story of Abraham when he was asked